the fact I never beat Chris Jericho.
These videos are satiric reviews. You don't have to agree, but don't bitch about it. I hate this channel.
Hey there, I'm Social Injustice Warrior V Infuso, and in wrestling, sometimes you have to accept that when two legends go toe-to-toe, there can only be one winner. And in some cases, there's certain wrestlers who have just straight up never beaten other wrestlers. Stone Cold never beat Bret Hart, John Cena never beat Sheamus, and Triple H never beat Batista. At the time of me making this video. To be fair, that could change relatively soon, and this video could already be out of date. It probably is, as a matter of fact. That's just the risk I take by making these so long in advance. Macho Man never beat Hulk Hogan, which is upsetting, and Mick Foley has never beaten Chris Jericho. I mean, that's especially weird to think of, like, in modern time, considering that nowadays wrestlers trade wins back and forth like the Pokemon cards. The two faced off before an ECW as Mick was at the end of his run as Cactus Jack, and Jericho had just begun his as Chris Jericho. As a matter of fact, this was Jericho's first appearance in the company, and the two had a pretty damn good match. It was a well-executed clash of styles and weight classes, between brawling with weapons and hitting moves not all American audiences were used to seeing at the time. This is a surprisingly underrated match in both men's resumes. Which is that much stranger when considering the historical context behind it, because this was a lot of wrestling fans' first real introduction to Chris Jericho. I mean, these two just brutalize each other throughout the match, as if they're in the midst of this heated rivalry, but they're not. They're just two ships passing by in the night. Jericho brand new to the company, and Mick in his final days in the original ECW. And they're putting in such an effort in this match, despite it taking place in the third biggest wrestling company around at the time. While their next encounter seemed much more subdued, despite it taking place in the WWF, the arguably biggest wrestling company around at the time. And also of all time. In November of '99, they'd go head-to-head again in the WWF, this time with Mick Foley playing Mankind. And Jericho still being Jericho. That's all he's done. Chris Jericho came out interrupting a promo of Mick's and challenged him to a match.
And you want to brag and boast about a #1 best-selling book? Big deal. The only reason anybody bought your book is they were hoping that you would die at the end of it. When I write my highly anticipated autobiography, I can entitle the first chapter, "The Night I Ended Mike Foley's Career." Out here whining and complaining. All the people at home, all of these people in the arena hate you. They hate you. Everybody hates you. And most importantly, Y2J hates you. Please accept my challenge of a match tonight. Let's have our little match right about now.
Which Foley quickly agreed to. The two had a short back and forth, with the Micker doing more than just keeping his own. Things looked good for Mankind as Chyna, Chris Jericho's at the time rival, came down to ringside with the cat, and the two attempted to aid Mick in a victory. But instead, that would wind up being his detriment as they'd accidentally give Jericho the win.
Hands of Jericho with hammer shots to the head of Jericho. Look at Jericho. Look at this! Mission maneuver, the walls of Jericho. Look out, Jericho. Oh! Jericho whipped off the ropes. Mankind misses with the elbow. Oh. Jerry King. Do we ever? Chyna and Miss Kitty. Chyna. Look at Chyna! And Chyna with the Intercontinental title. Oh no, not Mr. Sacco! Oh! Hey! Mankind inadvertently, bumping into Miss Kitty, who was on the apron. Ran into Miss Kitty on the apron, and it cost him.
Jericho also managed to score several wins over Mrs. Foley's baby boy on house shows prior to their televised match on SmackDown. The next month on Raw's War, Jericho would team up with Al Snow taking on the Rock and Sock Connection, in a match which surprisingly ended in a no contest. Oh, I'm sorry, did I forget that we really needed to protect the team of Leif Cassidy and Lionheart? What, were you prepping them for a tag title run?
Would this just be too much of an embarrassment for them to lose to the team of The Rock and Mankind? Please, let me know. My DMs are open. I'm curious. The two also competed in the 2004 and 2012 Royal Rumbles, but I don't think that they ever had any interaction in those matches at all. And come to think of it, I don't think they were even in the ring at the same time.
Regardless, anyone who's an avid reader of Chris Jericho's books, which yeah, sure, I'll admit, I am. One day, culturally inappropriate Pedro showed up at my house with his copy of Undisputed. I was already reading my copy of Undisputed. We pretty much inadvertently had our own little book club that day, like the couple of old ladies that we are. Just a couple old broads sitting on a couch, reading and discussing the book. And now in hindsight, I regret sharing that story. Unfortunately, I end up regretting saying most of the things I say on this channel, so I mean, what's another one? Anyway, as I was saying, anyone who's read Jericho's books would be able to tell you that Mick Foley has never beaten Chris Jericho. Because Chris practically gloats over the fact on every other page. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm pretty sure that he actually put that on the same page multiple times at one point. It gets referenced a lot. It gets brought up a lot. The closest thing for a long time that Foley can claim as a win over the Millennium Man is when he was given his spot in the main event of WrestleMania 2000 and on the cover of the poster. Attaboy, Mick. Way to hit him right where it hurts. The wallet. However, this all changed when Mick Foley was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, where he mentioned his terrible win-loss record with Y2J publicly.
I never beat Chris Jericho. I'd like to drop an elbow on Chris Jericho. Have some type of ceremonial referee come out and make the count and right that heinous wrong.
Causing Jericho to come to the stage and lay down to be pinned.
And I figured to pull a Charlie Brown on me and roll out of the way or kick out on one and make my finish look weak.
CM Punk would soon join them to officially referee the whole affair, with Mick at first pleading with Jericho to get up, noting that the years of injuries and aging wouldn't allow him to bump properly, before saying, yeah, fuck it. It's not like Jericho actually ever gets injured anyway. I mean, the guy's been wrestling for how long, and he hasn't even gotten so much as a finger sprain. Foley would hit Chris Jericho with the full weight of his elbow drop, getting the pinfall and his arm raised by Punk in an unforgettable moment.
I just want to say one thing to my wife. Yo, Adrian! I did it!
That is if you want to count that. I mean, I wouldn't, but, you know, it's on you. I mean, the guy just lays there? What is that? I mean, come on, guys. You know, I'm starting to think wrestling is fixed.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You're watching the Social Injustice Warrior, V Infuso's channel, dude. So if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too want to become a V-tard, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click that little bell icon to get updates and notifications. Ooh, tell him what up, Mach. Ooh, yeah. Follow the man on Twitter, yeah, because we all know it's not stalking if it's on the internet, yeah. Join the madness by joining the Discord, and if you have a moment of time and a free $1 to spare, head over to the SIJW's Patreon, dig it, where you can request videos, get exclusive videos, and early access to content, yeah. Or go down to PayPal, where you can buy the shirts, brother. But most importantly, just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.